What is going on, guys? It's your boy LOZA, and we're back. We're looking at Ghosts from the Past Round 2. Now, we know that we have some Dark Magician reprints in here, plus a new card. It's a shit card, don't worry. But we're going to get into all of them. And just cards I think you should grab because they're useful to play. They're like a good staple or a good Dark Magician extender. But before we get into any of that, let's hear a word from our boss, our savior, our lord, Yugioh himself.
Attention, duelist! Why are you not subscribed to LOZA? Didn't you know? He has the freshest and most dankest Dark Magician deck list worldwide. Hit that MF subscribe button.
Welcome back, and let's look at the cards that we might want to pick up from Ghosts of the Past 2. Now, you'll see the Tenyis are getting a big reprint, and you're going to want to pick up Adhara in case we want to play more Hulk stuff, you just want to play more Synchro stuff. You'll know on the Master Duel Synchro Tournament event right now, I'm using Adhara because it's a free extender in our deck, and it plus Dark Magician makes any level 8 Synchro, which is pretty damn nice. Not to mention it's great for making Hulk plays, and it's just an overall good card. The other Tenyi I really like in Dark Magician is Vishuddha. It's a Dark, it's a level 7, like, what more is there to say? It actually is kind of like a better Chronicle Magician. And ironically, we are getting Chronicle Magician in this set. It'll be on the next page. And Chronicle Magician can work with Vishuddha as well, because Vishuddha has a defense stat of 2500. So when you summon Vishuddha, you're actually getting the trigger to summon Chronicle Magician. So I do like that interaction in like a rank 7 based Dark Magician build too. And we might look at that again in future. But let's move on to the newest Dark Magician kind of fusion deck, Despia or Branded. So you can see we're getting an Aluba reprint, which is why I was telling you guys, please do not buy the Alubas you're seeing on the market right now. People are trying to make you pay like $100 for them. Like, come on guys, don't do that. Aluba's getting a reprint. Even if it's expensive in here, it shouldn't be anywhere near as expensive as in Australia. It's like $100 roughly, or more than $100. It was, you know, people were trying to sell it that high. I'm sure it was the same in America, in Germany, and wherever you're from, wherever you're viewing from, I'm sure people are doing a very similar thing. Along with Aluba, we've got Despian Tragedy and Despian Comedy. Now, I can't remember if these cards are any good. I'm pretty sure Tragedy can only be special summon, so it's good with Chaos Space there. I said it, Asha. Are you happy? Chaos Space in Dark Magician. It's pretty good, alright? The Dramatodes of Despia is here too. I'm not sure if we'll ever play it, but it could be a card you want to pick up anyway. And Manju's here. I thought I'd give Manju a shout out because Gabriel, I'm pretty sure that's his name, he's a Dark Magician player who recently topped, and he was playing Manju instead of Diviner, and you'll notice you can pretty much just play Manju as a budget Diviner. The only like value that Diviner has over Manju is Diviner's a tuner, so you could make Hulk plays or Sync plays, but you know, that's up to you. Manju's also like a $1 card, I want to say, compared to Diviner, which is like, what, $60 minimum at least in Australia, I want to say. But yeah, you should have copies of Manju laying around at home, but if you don't, sure, pick some up if you buy any Ghost of the Past. Alright, let's look at the next page, and all this page is irrelevant except right down here, baby. It's our boy, Chronicle Magician. Yeah, baby! Even though this card was kind of disappointing and kind of made me sad, I am hyped to get it. I didn't think we'd get it this early, so I'm excited about that. And I'm keen to try and put it in a build. You know, it's probably a one-off. We were looking at it, we were hyped for so long, and we realized, if anything, you played it one or none. Like, it's kind of in the same boat as Timaeus and Apprentice, where you don't really need to play more than one. It's very searchable through Illusion of Chaos, and it only summons if you've got that Magician Souls or that Tenyi Vishuddha along with it, because you need to have a 2500 attack or defense monster hitting the field, and then you can trigger it to summon. And yeah, it boosts the Dark Magician by a lot. It does summon in defense, which sucks, but as one of my viewers pointed out, you can just use the Chronicle Magician to overlay for an E-Bond then with, say, not your Dark Magician, but another, like you have the Shooter, and then you could easily get to game from there. So it's pretty impressive. It's not the worst card. I might show that off right now. Alright, we're going to show off the, like, 3-card combo using the Shooter, Chronicle Magician, and Magician Souls to get a whole bunch of damage. Now, this isn't an OTK by any regards, but it is a nice thing to keep in the back of your mind if you want to be playing Chronicle Magician. Circle's here because you can trigger it and get some cool value, so I'm just going to put this down first. Crazy, Circle didn't that. No, that was obviously manipulated just for the meme. But we are going to summon Vishuddha first, and normally you want to do that just because Vishuddha's a little awkward to summon once you get another effect monster out. It doesn't really matter too much here because we're normally going to summon Dark Magician around next. You could actually just summon Dark Magician first, because Vishuddha only requires a non-effect on the field. Actually, not the biggest deal. Once Dark Magician hits the field, you'll be able to use your Dark Magical Circle as Chain Link 1, so you're going to want to do that because that's your first trigger effect. Target one of your opponent's cards, and cool, they can respond. Then you'll be able to also chain your Chronicle Magician as Chain Link 2, and it's going to summon itself. Sadly, in defense, I really hate that. I wish it just summoned in attack or defense, like it's so stupid. But anyway, it is going to boost Dark Magician to 5k. From here, of course, we could make Anaconda, Dragoon, and have a giant boy on the field. But for the purpose of the exercise, I'm going to overlay into Ebon just to show off what we can do here. Now, Ebon's going to attach for Shooter, and that's important. You do want to attach for Shooter over Chronicle, and I'll get into that in a second. So the second Dark Magician comes out. You can now banish your Vishuda and return a card your opponent controls to the hand. So that's really cool. That's another interruption, right? So we've got Circle Banish, Vishuda bounce to hand, and now moving to the battle phase, because of Ebon Illusion Magician, when you declare an attack with this 5k Dark Magician, or even the regular one, obviously the damage just went through, but normally you'd be able to activate Ebon Illusion Magician's effect here, and that would banish another card they control. It does target, but you would banish another card they control, which is super sick. And then of course you've still got 2 more attacks with your 2500 attack boys. Of course, this would be game on an empty board, and the banish, or the double banish and the bounce potentially means this could be an OTK, you know? That's why I want to show it off. It could be an OTK in theory. Plus, this only used 3 special summons, and while like 3 special summons is a lot, there's no normal summon there, right? So the normal summon could be Magician's Rod grabbing Circle or something similar, right? Even Magician's Rod grabbing Soul Servant to then Soul Servant into Chronicle Magician or something similar, you know? That would, of course, rely on having Dark Magician or Dark Magician Golemon or something in the grave, but you get what I'm saying, like, there's options, and, you know, Chronicle doesn't seem that bad when you see something like this. You're like, okay, it might be alright. Now, of course, the other option, I'm just going to do it in a different order this time. We're going to summon Dark Magician first, just so you can see you can do it either way. It doesn't really matter. We don't have Circle this time, but that's okay. Chronicle Magician is going to try and activate. So next you're going to be able to use your Vishuda. And remember, Vishuda does have 2500 defense, meaning it is going to trigger Chronicle Magician. Chronicle Magician will now summon itself in defense as well, and we're going to use that effect to buff that Dark Magician once again. Now, before we were making Ebon Illusion, and don't forget that after making Ebon Illusion, you could always go into Zeus after that little battle phase that I just showed you before. So that's really cool too. But anyway, we are going to make Anaconda with the 2 defense position cards this time. So of course, Anaconda, it kind of gets us to a similar position. It too plays into pretty much the exact same negates. But, you know, Dragoon's got 2 pops, and we go pop, pop, burn, burn. And now look at the damage we have borne. Dark Magician and Dragoon together are 8k plus the extra 500 of Anaconda. So that's a really nice number to remember as well. Alright, we're back looking at page number 3. We can see there's a lot of cool cards here, like if you want to pick up your Galaxy Soldiers or your Rise of the Mega Monarch, that's another great reprint. Obviously, a main one for Dark Magician plays here. Dark Magician, the Dragonite, absolutely sensational. If you haven't picked one up yet, here's a great chance to grab one. I've got Sandwich highlighted, and you might be thinking, why? Well, I thought with Ready Fusion, you are able to summon it. It's a vanilla level 6 spellcaster fusion, and that means you could overlay it with Apprentice Illusion Magician, or with Dark Magician Girl when you summoned her off Magician Souls, and go into Norito, the XYZ. That's pretty good. It's a spell trap negate, and that could become Ebon Illusion Magician, which could become Zeus, of course. So it's an option, okay? It's an extender, it's an option. I thought I'd mention it. It's not the best card to look out for here, but hey, Sandwich is a cool card. It's also the fusion of Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest. Like, that's so sick. Alright, we've got Quintet Magician here, of course. Another boss monster DM can play. I really love Quintet, so yeah, once again, if you don't have a copy, pick it up here. And I don't think I own a copy in real life, now that I think about it. So this might be where I get my Quintet. Down here, we've got the Geomathmech Final Sogma. Unfortunately, I don't have one of these either, and it'd be a good time to grab it. Now, you know that if we do summon this in the extra monster zone, you win the Flunder matchup, so that's pretty good to know going into the next format, where Flunder seems to be, you know, pretty safe from the ban list, while everything else seems to be probably about to get nuked by it. You know, I think Sight's going, maybe the Brave Adventure Engine's going to get hit. Maybe not yet, but probably soon. And Flunders are going to really rise up at that point, because they're a really strong deck, and they oppress a lot of other meta decks. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Maybe we'll make a new combo to get to Final Sigma a little easier, just to make that matchup a little nicer. But anyway, moving on to Hulk. I don't have Hulk yet. I'll be real, I still don't own a Hulk in real life. Whenever I've used them, I've borrowed them. So I might pick up my copy of Hulk here, and maybe you guys will do the same. Alright, page 4, there's not a lot left, and there's not much you really want from here. Advanced Ritual Art, I put this here because I have played it in the Diviner build, and you can play it if you like. I'm not saying you have to, but it's a card you might want to pick up. They're cheap anyway, so it's no big deal. Fists of the Unrivaled Tenyi. This is a counter trap where if you have a vanilla out, you can negate anything. It's like a Solemn Judgment for free, you just have to have a vanilla out. That's the hard part. But if it is popped, you get to summon a vanilla from your extra deck, so you can actually summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, the ghost one right here if you wanted. I've tried it in the past, didn't really like it, but I thought I'd put it here. It's like a nice budget option. There's commons in the past, maybe this one will be a rarity bump, so maybe you just want the commons, but it's here nevertheless. Ghost rares, we've got Red Eyes and Dark Magician Girl. I wouldn't recommend playing ghosts in your deck. You literally don't want to see them. It's you literally don't want to see them in your hand. It's not that you don't want to see their art, okay? They're pretty cards, but you probably don't want them in your deck. I have Timaeus, I've highlighted it. It's cool as a ghost, it's cool, but you know we all hate this card because it's not searchable. If it was searchable, yes, we would probably play this card, yes. I've said that a lot and people think I'm memeing. People don't seem to think I'm serious, but if I have Timaeus was searchable, Rod and Magician Souls would make a Dragoon or a Dark Magician Dragonite, because obviously Rod can search this, Souls becomes DM, and voila, 2-card combo. Similar to that of Anaconda without necessarily the same bricks. Unfortunately, if you make Dragoon, it doesn't have 2 pops, but who cares? Like, at that point, it's an in-archetype way to Dragoon or Dark Magician the Dragonite, any fusion in the deck. I really wish that would happen. I really wish I've Timaeus would get errated. Based on the new monster Timaeus we got, by the way, this card sucks. I don't think we're getting I've Timaeus errated. Ever. There was maybe hope for it, but not anymore. They're just going to keep making Timaeus monsters, which is fine. So hopefully they make a good one at some point. And hey, if you like the new Timaeus monster, that's fine. Do you like going neg 3 to summon a fusion and then just getting hand trapped on it? Like, it's not a good card, okay? You can defend it all you like. You can say it's worked for you. I don't care. You can say use it as an extender. Sure. But at the end of the day, a bad card's a bad card, and I'd rather play a good card.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed
the video.
And hey, how come some of y'all aren't subscribed, huh? I see y'all watching but not subscribing. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free and it does motivate me to make more videos for you all about our favorite guy, the Dark Magician, and all his companions. Have yourself a beautiful night, and I'll catch you all very soon. Bye-bye.